Guys, I didn't realize it's been 4 years since there's been any Firebird videos. Most of that time I haven't worked on it, but over the past week and a half or so, I've made a lot of progress. So, I'm not going to talk you to death. Let me just show you what's going on. So the shop's a little different. Firebird got moved. I completely disassembled the whole front end of the car. So I took it up to the house, and I'll throw some pictures in while I'm talking. Took it up to the house, washed it off. It was sitting on the other side of the shop. Brought it down here, proceeded to tear everything apart that was on the front end. Wheels, tires, brakes, all that stuff. Luckily, I only broke 2 bolts. I had 2 stubborn bolts. The 2 bolts that broke were just in the dust shield on the passenger side, so I'm not too worried about getting those out. The 2 stubborn bolts, this is the underside of the subframe. I had to weld because these, whatever you call these, threads came loose, the little sleeves, both of them up front, so I had to tack them, and I was able to get those rusty bolts out finally. But I just welded the other ones just to be safe. So took the subframe out, completely wire willed it, cleaned it up the best I could, painted it, flipped it over, did the other side. It's still upside down, so, but it's completely painted. It's ready to go. The car, you know, it it looks like a junker. But got the press finally put together. Had to use that to get the bushings out, which was a pain in the butt. You can see over here on the floor all the remnants of me getting that out without a torch, which that was not very fun. We've got this stuff over here I've got in this tub is this evapo-rust. This stuff was actually pretty dang neat. I might even do a separate video on that whenever I get some more. But basically, I was able to soak the control arms in this tub. I didn't have enough to completely submerge it, but I'll show you a before and after right now on the screen, and that was just soaking after 22 hours. All I did was get the grease off of it and let it soak. And then I've been painting parts. So there's all but that one lower control arm that's still in the bucket. The front sway bar. So paint's looking alright. I can live with that. The shop is still kind of a wreck. But I also got tons of parts. So I've got basically everything to redo the brakes up front. I've got shoes and drums for the back. I got rotors, pads, the hoses. I've got a complete spring kit to completely rebuild the rear drum brakes, because I'm not going to convert those right now. New wheel cylinders, new calipers for the front. I'm sure there will be some other things that I need for the back brakes, but while I was getting all the stuff for the front, I figured I'd go ahead and grab that stuff. So there she sits. She still needs work. Still working on it. Made a lot of progress past 2 weeks. So I'm probably going to change the format up a little bit of these videos, and it's not going to be a whole lot of me working on stuff. More like just giving you guys updates, because I can get a lot more done if I don't have to worry about the camera and all that stuff. But my next thing after I finish getting all that painted is to clean up this firewall, and at least where the subframe connects to the car, clean all that up and get it painted. And once that dries, then I'll be able to put the subframe back in, get it aligned, and then start putting everything back together. I've pretty much got all the parts I need. I've gone through the energy suspension polyurethane bushing kit and kind of read the instructions to get an idea of what I need to do. The motor mounts I've got on the table over there, they're already ready to go as soon as I flip this subframe back over. But the stuff that came out was pretty bad. I figured out this car has not moved under its own power in 36 years. And it's only a 43-year-old car. So really this car was only on the road the first 5 years of its life. But there's the shocks. You can't even compress those. They're shot. I wasn't planning on reusing those anyway. Spindles, stuff like that looks good. I don't have to replace those. I do have new bearings, wheel bearings and seals and all that stuff for the front. I will have to get some seals for the rear axle. Once I get done with the front end, I will move on to the rear end, basically pull it out. But there's the two bolts. I broke that bolt and that bolt right there, but not too bad. I'll get those out and get some replacement bolts. There's the old rusty springs right there. So yeah, that's where the Firebird sits. If there's anything you guys want to see or any information, my plans have changed a little bit on the car, and instead of going into them, just tune in, find out what I do, because it's gonna be good. All right, guys. Hopefully, get you some more videos. We'll see you next time on Chaos Garage.